Welcome to the video lesson on cellular aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, also known as fermentation. Let's start with cellular aerobic respiration. This is called aerobic respiration because it requires oxygen. That's the key. This type of respiration requires oxygen. Cellular respiration is formed by most organisms, including plants and fungi. A lot of people have a misconception that plants only perform photosynthesis because of the emphasis on that, but plants also perform aerobic respiration in order to get their energy. The overall reaction for cellular aerobic respiration is as follows. We start off with a glucose molecule, which is C6H12O6. We add oxygen to that reaction. We'll look at how many oxygens here in a moment. And that yields carbon dioxide as a waste product. We'll talk about how many carbon dioxide molecules are released in one step here in a little bit. Water is also a waste product of aerobic respiration. Again, we'll talk about how many water molecules are given off, plus chemical energy in the form of ATP and heat energy. So that altogether, C6H12O6, glucose, plus O2, oxygen, yields CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water, plus chemical, ATP, and heat energy. The chemical energy is stored in a molecule called ATP, and that's an abbreviation. One glucose molecule ends up becoming 36 ATP molecules in the process of aerobic respiration. ADP is a molecule which is discharged and it is a low energy form. ATP is a molecule that is charged and is a high energy form. Next, let's take a look at the step-by-step process of aerobic cellular respiration. The first stage of aerobic cellular respiration is called glycolysis. Glycolysis literally means glucose breaking. In other words, the glucose gets split. Two ATP molecules, which is energy, splits the glucose into two pyruvic acid molecules and 4 ATP. That takes place, by the way, in the cytoplasm. Now these molecules move into the mitochondria, where the Krebs cycle takes place and completes the breakdown of the glucose. The 2 pyruvic acid from this stage, this step up here, are now broken down and become 6 carbon dioxide molecules plus 2 ATP plus NAD. In the next step, the electron transport chain takes the energy away from the NAD and converts it to ATP. In this, the NAD is combined with 6 oxygen molecules to form 6 water molecules and 32 ATP molecules. The net yield of energy is 2 ATP yielded from this step because you had 2 used up to break the glucose and 4 given off. So that's a net of 2. You have 2 ATP given off during the Krebs cycle, and you have 32 ATP given off in the electron transport chain step to give you a total of 36 ATP. Altogether now, if we were to write this as another equation, we have glucose, C6H12O6, plus 6O2 yields 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 36 ATP plus heat energy. Now let's take a look at a neat simulation, video simulation, that highlights cellular aerobic respiration.